The following is a list of rulers of Sardinia, in particular, of the monarchs of the Kingdom of Sardinia and Corsica, from 1323 to 1861. Early history. We know nothing about the history of Neolithic civilization that, in the period from the 18th to the 12th century BC, realized impressive megalithic constructions, as well as those that followed, due to the absence of written sources. The first news of Sardinia we receive from Greek sources, but relate more to myth than to historical reality. It depends on the ancient authors. An African or Iberian hero, Norax, named the city of Nora, a son of Hercules, Sardo, gave the island its name. One of his nephews, Iolaus, founded the city of Olbia. Actually, the Greek colonization of the city of Olbia has been confirmed by recent archaeological excavations. Towards the end of the 6th century AC, Sardinia was conquered by the Carthaginians, and, in 238 BC it was occupied by the Romans, which belonged to about 1,000 years apart the brief dominion of Vandals in the 5th and 6th centuries. Early medieval rulers. Godas, 533 to 535. As for Procopius, he was a Vandal governor of Sardinia that rebelled to his king Gelima, that ruled northern Africa and Sardinia, and asked for help from the Romans against his own people. He, wrote Procopius, behaved like a king, but it was a brief kingdom. After 2 years, an expedition from Carthage, guided by Zazo, brother of the king Gelima, defeated and killed him. But in the same days, Roman troops, sent by Emperor Justinianus, and guided by General Belisarius, totally annihilated the Vandal kingdom, and Sardinia returned under Roman administration. Judges. Before the Kingdom of Sardinia was founded, the rulers of the island were known as archons or judges. The island was organized into one judicatus from the 9th century on. After the Muslim conquest of Sicily in the 9th century, the Byzantines, who ruled Sardinia until then, couldn't defend their isolated far western province. In all likelihood a local noble family acceded to the power, still identifying themselves as vassals of the Byzantines, but independent de facto, as communications with Constantinople were very difficult. We know only 2 names of those rulers, Seleucios and the Protospartharios Turco-Turios, from 2 inscriptions, who probably reigned between the 10th and the 11th century. These rulers were still closely linked to the Byzantines, both for a pact of ancient vassalage, and from the ideological point of view, with the use of the Greek language, and the use of art of Byzantine inspiration. In the early 11th century an attempt to conquer the island was made by Muslims based in Spain. The only records of that war are from Pisan and Genoese chronicles. The Christians won, but after that, the previous Sardinian kingdom was totally undermined and divided into 4 small judicati: Cagliari, Arborea, Gallura, Torres e Logudoro. List of judges of Arborea, c. 1070 to 1410. List of judges of Cagliari, c. 1060 to 1258. List of judges of Gallura, c. 1070 to 1288. List of judges of Logudoro, c. 1060 to 1259. Some of these rulers occasionally took the style of king. 1113 to 1128 Constantine I, judge of Torres. 1128 to 1150 Gonario II, judge of Torres. Nominal kings of imperial appointment. Some rulers of the time obtained the title of King of Sardinia by grant of the Holy Roman Emperor. Barazone II of Arborea, 1164 to 1165. Enzo of Logudoro Hohenstaufen, 1238 to 1245. None of these rulers had effective authority over the whole island. In 1269, an anti-imperial faction in Lagudoro elected Philip of Sicily as king of all Sardinia, but this was never confirmed by Emperor Pope, and Philip never visited the island. Kings of Sardinia and Corsica. James II of Aragon received royal investiture from Pope Boniface VIII in 1297 as Rex Sardiniae Corsica. The Aragonese did not take actual possession of the isle until 1323, after a victorious military campaign against the Pisans. However, Sardinian royal title never had a specific line of succession, and all kings used their own primary numeral title. House of Barcelona 1323 to 1410. Between 1410 and 1412 there was an interregnum. House of Trastamara 1412 to 1516. Kings of Sardinia. House of Habsburg 1516 to 1700. House of Bourbon 1700 to 1708. Sardinia was taken over by the Habsburg troops in 1708 during the War of the Spanish Succession in the name of the Habsburg claimant of the Spanish throne, Charles III. At the end of the war, Sardinia remained in the possession of the same ruler, and by the Treaty of Rastatt it was ceded to him. House of Habsburg 1708 to 1720. Spanish forces invaded the kingdom in 1717 during the War of the Quadruple Alliance. The island was under Spanish military occupation until 1720, when it was given back to Emperor Charles VI, who ceded it to the Duke of Savoy by the Treaty of The Hague. The monarchs of the House of Savoy ruled from the mainland capital of Turin, but styled themselves primarily with the royal title of Sardinia as superior to the original lesser title of Duke of Savoy. However, the numeral order continued the Savoyard list. In 1861, after the annexation of all the other states of the Italian peninsula, the Parliament of the Kingdom of Sardinia voted a bill to change the name of the state to the Kingdom of Italy. The kings of Italy retained their old title of King of Sardinia as part of the full title until the dissolution of the monarchy in 1946. Kings of Italy. House of Savoy 1861 to 1946. The Kingdom of Italy was abolished by a constitutional referendum on the 2nd of June 1946, and the Italian Republic was established. Presidents of the autonomous region of Sardinia. Since 1949, Sardinia is an autonomous region as part of the Italian Republic. Its statute is a constitutional law of the Italian state, and is therefore an integral part of the Constitution of the Italian Republic.